Part 1. For years, we've been told that nuts are one of the healthiest snacks on earth. They're promoted as heart-healthy, brain-boosting, and perfect for aging well. Grocery stores fill entire aisles with nut mixes labeled natural, protein-packed, or superfood approved. But here's something very few people over 60 are ever told. Not all nuts affect the aging body the same way. In fact, some nuts that seem healthy on the surface may actually leave older adults feeling inflamed, sluggish, bloated, or mentally foggy when eaten too often. At the same time, other nuts can support memory, circulation, sleep, muscle strength, and long-term brain health. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. The 4 nuts many adults over 60 may want to limit, and the 4 nuts that can become powerful allies for healthy aging. Now, before we begin, I want to ask you something. Which nuts do you snack on the most during the week? And after eating them, do you feel energized and satisfied? Or heavy, tired, and uncomfortable? Share your answer in the comments below. I always enjoy hearing about your routines and experiences. Now let's begin with the first nut on the list, one that surprises many people because it's often considered luxurious and healthy. Worst nut number 4, macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are rich, buttery, and incredibly popular in snack mixes and desserts. And while they do contain healthy fats, they are also extremely high in overall fat content, which may become difficult for some older adults to process in large amounts. As we age, digestion and liver function naturally change. Heavy, fatty foods that once felt easy to tolerate may start leaving you feeling sluggish or uncomfortable afterward. Dr. Chan often reminds seniors that it's not just about whether a food contains fat. It's about how much your body can comfortably handle at this stage of life. Macadamia nuts are very calorie-dense and easy to overeat because of their soft texture and rich flavor. Some older adults notice they feel unusually heavy or fatigued after snacking on large portions, especially in the evening. There's also the issue of balance. If macadamia nuts become your primary nut source, you may be missing out on the wider range of nutrients found in other nuts, like almonds or walnuts. One retired accountant shared that he used to eat bowls of macadamia nuts every night while watching television because he believed they were one of the healthiest snacks available. But over time, he noticed low energy and increasing digestive discomfort. After replacing part of his nightly snack with almonds and walnuts, he said he felt lighter and more energized during the day. Now, this doesn't mean macadamias are forbidden forever. The key is moderation. Enjoying a small amount occasionally is very different from eating large portions daily. A smarter approach is mixing a few macadamias with almonds or pistachios, rather than relying on them alone. Worst nut number 3, Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are famous for one thing, selenium. And yes, selenium is an important mineral that supports immune function and overall health. But here's where many seniors run into trouble. Brazil nuts contain extremely high amounts of selenium in a very small serving. In fact, just 1 or 2 nuts may already provide more selenium than your body needs for an entire day. Dr. Chan often explains that after 60, the body becomes more sensitive to excesses, not just deficiencies. Too much of certain nutrients over long periods may create problems rather than benefits. Eating large amounts of Brazil nuts every day may lead to symptoms some people mistake for aging itself: fatigue, brittle nails, hair changes, irritability, or brain fog. One retired teacher began eating several Brazil nuts every day after reading online that they were an anti-aging superfood. Months later, she started experiencing unusual fatigue and concentration issues. Once she reduced her intake and diversified her diet, many of those symptoms gradually improved. The lesson here is simple. More is not always better. Brazil nuts are best treated as an occasional supplement food, not an unlimited snack. If you want safer daily options rich in nutrients and healthy fats, sunflower seeds, almonds, or walnuts are often gentler choices for regular use. Worst nut number 2, peanuts. This one surprises a lot of people. Peanuts are everywhere. peanut butter, snack bars, trail mixes, sandwiches. But technically, peanuts are not tree nuts at all. They're legumes. And for some adults over 60, peanuts may create more inflammation and digestive discomfort than they realize. One concern is how peanuts are stored and processed. Poor storage conditions may allow mold-related compounds to develop over time, especially in lower quality products. Now, reputable food manufacturers test for safety, so this is not about fear or panic. But Dr. Chan still encourages older adults to focus on fresher, less processed options whenever possible. Another issue is that peanuts are high in omega-6 fatty acids. The body needs some omega-6 fats, but modern diets already contain large amounts from processed foods and oils. Too much imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 fats may contribute to inflammation in some individuals. Some seniors notice joint stiffness, bloating, or fatigue improve when they reduce heavily processed peanut products. One woman in her 70s had eaten peanut butter toast every morning for decades. She never suspected it might contribute to her sluggish digestion and constant afternoon fatigue. After switching to almond butter several days a week, she said she felt noticeably lighter and more energetic. Peanuts may also be harder for some aging digestive systems to process comfortably, especially roasted and heavily salted varieties. If you enjoy peanut butter occasionally, that's completely different from relying on it every single day as your primary snack. Better alternatives include almond butter, sunflower seed butter, or tahini. And now we come to the number one nut many seniors may want to be most careful with. Worst nut number 1. Cashews. Cashews are creamy, soft, and incredibly popular, but many people don't realize they're also relatively high in carbohydrates compared to other nuts. For older adults already trying to manage stable blood sugar and steady energy, eating large portions of cashews regularly may not be the ideal choice. Cashews are also naturally high in compounds called oxalates. Now, oxalates are found in many healthy foods, so this isn't about fear. But some people who are prone to kidney stone issues may benefit from moderating very high oxalate foods. Dr. Chan often encourages seniors to pay attention to patterns. If a certain food consistently leaves you feeling bloated, inflamed, sluggish, or uncomfortable, your body may be giving you useful feedback. Cashews are also easy to overeat because they're soft and mildly sweet. And unlike walnuts or almonds, they contain fewer omega-3 fats and less fiber relative to their calorie content. One retired businessman shared that he used to snack on cashews every afternoon, believing they were one of the healthiest nuts available. But after reducing them and switching toward walnuts and pistachios, he noticed steadier energy and less heaviness after meals. Again, moderation matters. A few cashews occasionally are very different from eating large handfuls every day. So now that we've covered the nuts many seniors may want to limit, let's move to the exciting part. The nuts that may actually support healthy aging, sharper memory, stronger circulation, and better long-term vitality. And the first one is a nut many people completely underestimate. Best nut number 4, pecans. Pecans are one of the most overlooked nuts for healthy aging. Rich in antioxidants and healthy fats, pecans may help support circulation, brain health, and stable energy. In fact, pecans contain impressive levels of plant compounds that help fight oxidative stress, something that naturally increases as we age. Dr. Chan often explains that oxidative stress is one of the biggest hidden drivers of aging. It affects the brain, heart, joints, and overall energy levels. Foods rich in antioxidants may help support the body's ability to protect itself from that stress. Pecans also tend to have a gentler effect on blood sugar compared to more processed snacks or sugary foods. That makes them a satisfying option for seniors looking for steadier energy throughout the day. One older gentleman began replacing his afternoon cookies with a handful of pecans and berries several times a week. After a few months, he said he noticed fewer afternoon crashes and more stable focus. The key with pecans is portion control. A small handful is enough. Raw or lightly toasted pecans are usually a better option than candied or heavily salted varieties. and pecans pair beautifully with oatmeal, yogurt, salads, or even baked fish and chicken. Best nut number 3, pistachios. Pistachios may be one of the best nuts for seniors who want a snack that supports both the heart and the eyes. These small green nuts are packed with nutrients like lutein and zeaxanthin, compounds that help support healthy vision as we age. And that's important because many adults over 60 begin noticing gradual changes in eyesight, especially at night or while reading. Dr. Chan often says that protecting vision is about more than just eye health. It's about maintaining independence and confidence in everyday life. Pistachios also provide protein and fiber, which can help support muscle maintenance and more stable energy levels. As we age, preserving muscle becomes increasingly important for balance, mobility, and overall strength. Unlike highly processed snack foods that create spikes and crashes, pistachios tend to keep people feeling fuller and steadier for longer. Another interesting benefit is the act of shelling them. Studies suggest people naturally eat more slowly when eating pistachios in the shell, which may help prevent overeating. One retired nurse began keeping a small bowl of pistachios near her reading chair instead of chips or crackers. Over time, she noticed she felt more satisfied with smaller portions and had fewer cravings in the evening. Pistachios are also one of the lighter nuts in terms of calories per serving, which makes them easier to fit into a balanced daily routine. For best results, choose unsalted pistachios whenever possible and enjoy them in moderate portions. They're excellent as an afternoon snack or sprinkled onto salads and oatmeal. Best nut number 2, almonds. If there is one nut that consistently appears in healthy aging research, it's almonds. Almonds are packed with vitamin E, magnesium, fiber, and healthy fats that support the brain, heart, muscles, and nervous system. And for adults over 60, those nutrients become incredibly valuable. Let's start with magnesium. Many seniors don't realize how common magnesium deficiency becomes with age. Low magnesium levels may contribute to poor sleep, muscle cramps, fatigue, and feelings of tension or restlessness. Dr. Chan often encourages older adults to include more magnesium-rich foods before automatically reaching for supplements. Almonds are one of the simplest ways to do that naturally. They're also rich in vitamin E, an antioxidant linked to healthy brain aging and cognitive support. Several studies have associated regular almond consumption with better heart health and healthier cholesterol balance. And unlike heavily processed snacks, almonds provide satisfying crunch and nutrition without creating dramatic blood sugar spikes. One woman in her late 60s shared that she replaced her evening crackers with a handful of almonds and herbal tea several nights a week. She noticed she slept more comfortably and no longer felt the same late-night cravings. Almonds may also support digestive health because of their fiber content. Dr. Chan often reminds seniors that gut health influences far more than digestion. It can affect mood, immunity, energy, and even cognitive clarity. For best results, choose raw or dry roasted almonds without added sugar or heavy oils. Some people also enjoy soaking almonds overnight, which may make them gentler to digest. And now we arrive at the number 1 nut for healthy aging, the nut many experts consider one of the best foods for the brain and heart after 60. Best nut number 1. Walnuts. Walnuts are remarkable. Even their shape resembles the human brain, and interestingly enough, they contain nutrients strongly connected to brain health and healthy aging. Walnuts are rich in plant-based omega-3 fats, antioxidants, magnesium, and compounds that may help support memory, circulation, and inflammation balance. And unlike many modern snack foods, walnuts provide nourishment without relying on sugar or highly processed ingredients. Dr. Chan often describes walnuts as one of the most complete nuts for aging adults because they support several important systems at once: the brain, the heart, sleep quality, and overall vitality. One reason walnuts stand out is their omega-3 content. Most people get far too many inflammatory fats from processed foods and not enough omega-3 support. Walnuts help bring better balance. Several studies have associated regular walnut consumption with better cognitive function and healthier cardiovascular markers in older adults. Some researchers even suggest walnuts may help support healthy aging of the brain itself. Walnuts also naturally contain compounds connected to healthy sleep patterns. And after 60, quality sleep becomes one of the most important foundations of overall health. Without proper sleep, the body struggles to regulate inflammation, memory, mood, and recovery. One retired professor began eating a small portion of walnuts in the evenings several nights per week after Dr. Chan suggested increasing healthy fats and reducing processed snacks. Over time, she noticed calmer evenings, better focus during the day, and improved energy overall. The best way to enjoy walnuts? Raw and unsalted is ideal. You can add them to oatmeal, salads, yogurt, or simply eat a small handful as a snack. Because walnuts contain delicate, healthy oils, storing them in the refrigerator can help keep them fresh longer. Final thoughts. So what should you remember from today's video? Not all nuts are created equal, especially after 60. Some nuts may contribute to inflammation, digestive discomfort, unstable energy, or excessive calorie intake when eaten too often. Others may support healthy aging by nourishing the brain, heart, muscles, and circulation. The goal isn't fear, and it's definitely not perfection. The goal is becoming more aware of how different foods affect your body as it changes with age. Small choices repeated consistently often create the biggest long-term results. Replacing processed snacks with almonds, choosing walnuts instead of sugary desserts, adding pistachios for protein and fiber, enjoying pecans in moderation as part of balanced meals. These small habits may help support better energy, clearer thinking, steadier movement, and healthier aging over time. And remember this, getting older does not mean losing vitality. Your body continues responding to the choices you make every single day. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which nut on today's list surprised you the most? And which healthy nut do you already enjoy regularly? Share it in the comments below. I always enjoy hearing your experiences and routines. If you found today's video helpful, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss future healthy aging tips from Dr. Chan and Better Health. And if you know someone over 60 who snacks on nuts every day without thinking much about it, share this video with them. It may help them make smarter choices for their heart, memory, and long-term wellness. Take care of yourself, stay active, and I'll see you in the next video.